Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is optibotimus with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Dinobot Slash. As you can see from the packaging, you got the really nice generation version of the Age of Extinction package going on here with Slash here in the background. Now, Slash is a raptor, velociraptor. My complaint as a dinosaur fan is he's kind of got the Jurassic Park raptor thing going where they're very big. Velociraptors really aren't this big, guys. Honestly, they're about the size of large turkeys. So it's kind of weird calling them a raptor, but I love the packaging. I dig the color on here. It's unique, and I like that. Now, there have been a lot of complaints already about this guy. He doesn't really appeal to a lot of them, but like I said, you do have his raptor mode here, which I think looks pretty decent. And then you got his robot mode. And then up here, it says, there's no situation Dinobot Slash can't escape. He can carve an opening and slip out undetected or battle his way out with his razor-sharp claws. Fairly interesting. And then you see strafe as well as Autobot drift. And it says some poses may require additional support. So apparently, I don't know what poses they're talking about, just standing there, but you can see it's an authentic Transformer, and that is about it. I dig it. It works for me. So without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Okay guys, so here we have Slash opened up and out of its packaging. And like the packaging says, he's a raptor. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he's a velociraptor. There's a lot of kind of raptor dinosaurs that are out there. The one that really appeared in Jurassic Park and kind of resembles this a little bit more would be the Deinonychus, which is a much bigger version of a velociraptor. It still has the same bipedal look with the sickle claw here on the foot, and has that same kind of upright attack and pack mentality. So that's really more or less what I'm thinking this is. A lot of people are just more commonly familiar with the velociraptor because of Jurassic Park, but that's really a inaccurate representation of what the velociraptor looked like, and basically a lot of things that people think of velociraptors now really aren't. But here in Dino Mode, I really like the way that this guy looks. Yes, the colors are very garish. You got this really bright bluish, you got this neon green, this tail is absolutely incredible. I love the paint on here, how you got the bluish kind of mixed with the yellow, so you can kind of see like a little yellow undertone underneath that blue wash. It looks great. And then you come down to the bottom and you got more of this just bright yellow. I mean, I really dig the way this guy looks. Then you come around here to the underbelly here and you have a similar kind of yellow that fades out to blue. Great paint details here in the face. You got nicely painted silver teeth, got some black accents there, you got red eyes. I really dig this Dino Mode. It might be my favorite looking Dino Mode, honestly. But he is really big. Now, for some comparisons, I'm going to set him there. And here you have him next to Scorn and Slug. And again, a Spinosaur is going to be a much larger dinosaur than any kind of raptor sort of creature. Even a Deinonychus, which is a bigger version, is not going to be as big as a Spinosaur. And then obviously you got the Triceratops, or whatever you want to call him. But there's no way that he should be this big. But I do like it. I mean, it really looks cool with the rest of these guys, I think. I mean, just in general, all the Dinobots are really cool looking and have been very well done. Now, one of the complaints that I've seen some people have is all these spikes hanging out here. The raptor sort of dinosaur or Deinonychus, whatever you want to choose to look at it, they had feathers. That was something that was discovered after Jurassic Park, but they subsequently used it in other movies. But this is kind of reminiscent of that, but they were, instead of the feathers, they just replaced them with spikes, which I dig. I think looks very cool, especially here around his actual neck. That's really nice. You do have all of these spikes that are the yellow color in a soft rubbery plastic. You can see specifically here the tail, very soft. Now, people have complained about the durability and how long these are going to last and possibly degrade over time, and that's a distinct possibility, but we're going to have to wait a couple years before we see that. I don't anticipate, honestly, these falling apart within months or anything like that. So we'll see. Time will tell. But generally speaking, I think that this guy looks cool. Now, for his articulation, his mouth can open very wide. You can kind of lift the head back a little bit, get an even wider opening mouth kind of thing, but the further you go, you start pulling this away there, and it kind of looks weird, but you can't get it. Due to the fact that these are his legs, there is some posability here. You can kind of angle this up and down to get some flexibility there in the neck. The arms here, I'm kind of disappointed in. You got these bits right here, which are his weapons. I'm going to go ahead and remove these just because I'm going to do it for the transformation anyhow. You don't have to, but it clears up a lot of space. These are a soft rubber as well, and I know people have complained about that, but again, only time will tell whether or not these are going to become brittle and fall apart. The arms here, they rotate here at the shoulder. You can see they move in and out. They got very large socket sections in the joint, so you can move them in and out just like so, and they can move all the way, or all the way around. But they're kind of just out there. I wish you could bend them here at the elbow. And I honestly wish that the arms were a little bit smaller as well. They seem way too oversized, but if you could just put a ball joint or something there in the elbow, I think that would work wonders. His hips here are on ball joints as well, as they'll become his arms eventually. They do rotate up here at the upper part. You got some bend here at what would be his knee, and then you got some pivot and such down here with the actual feet of him. A lot of that articulation just comes with the fact that, like I said, those are his arms. So a lot of those same movements that you're getting with the arms still work for the legs here in the dinosaur mode. Now, this guy's transformation is really very neat. There's some really cool stuff going on here, especially with the head that becomes his legs and then the torso area. It's definitely one of the most fun transformations so far of the Age of Extinction Deluxe figures. So first, we're going to just take these legs, rotate them out just like so. I'm going to spin these around as well, just kind of getting things out of the way. Take these, rotate them around, then you can fold this in. Oh well, then rotate this, bring this all the way out, and then you have his arm. Do that on this side as well. Bring that, rotate that. Oh well, here we go. Rotate that, then bring that down, then fold this out. Kind of give his little hands a little extra pull out, and there you have his arms done. Keep that like so. Then take this section here, his rib area, fold this out, take this right underneath here, fold these forward, and then this entire assembly, it's really very neat. This whole section right up here locks into the shoulder bits here. So what you need to do is detach this so you can I'm gonna zoom in here so that you can actually see what I'm hopefully talking about. I mean, you can see that it just locks up right there and is securely fastened. To transform them, you need to detach from that section like that, and then this whole bit here is going to swivel down, and you're going to have another little swirly section here that comes up and around, getting this. Oh well, the arm popped off. Just rotate that, get that out of the way, rotate that up around. That'll then lock into place right there. It's absolutely awesome. I love that. It's very unique, but you can see that it works pretty nicely. Then just take these, fold these back just like so. Take these legs, or this head here, you're going to split this, then rotate this whole section here, bring this up just like that, and then this is going to fold back in accordion just like so. Do that on this one as well. Fold that back, accordion that down, bring it up just like so. Take these sections here, these are going to swivel around, kind of position that. You got the funky clown shoes. Rotate this one around just like so. Take this entire thing, straighten it out. Rotate here at the upper part of the thigh, spinning that around. Bring this all the way around. If this did not detach, go ahead and you had it like this. Go ahead, rotate it back, and just kind of position, keep that up there. Then make sure you're just fiddling with it. Rotate this kind of like so, straighten him out, and here you have Slash in his robot mode. And this guy really suffers from a lot of junk hanging off of him. It's really hard to like this figure. I mean, there's a couple reasons why it's hard for me to like him, but when there's just so much extra stuff dangling off of him, it really makes it hard to enjoy just the overall aesthetic. I do like the bulk of him. I think it looks generally pretty good, but as I said, there's just so much hanging off. I mean, you can totally see it. These are his little weapons that you could just peg into his hands. Again, they're soft rubber, so they're actually a little bit hard to get into his actual fists. You can leave them pegged in here. You don't have to take them off for transformation, just because there's so much extra stuff that gets in the way. It kind of gets in the way just transforming them. So you can take these and you can angle these how you want, but it looks cool. Like I said, it's very busy. That's what I'll say. There's just a lot on him. The other thing is, again, he's got the bicep curl arms or gorilla arms. You can't rotate the wrists, and there's very limited. You actually get it moving back almost further than you can move it forward here at the elbow. So his articulation is a little bit limited. But I really hate that whole gorilla arm syndrome. I wish there was a way that you could have made this rotate here at the wrist. I mean, it already folds out like so, so putting a little swivel in there probably couldn't have been too difficult to do, but it just really has a strange presence to him. I like him, don't get me wrong, but I like him just standing there. You can't really get him in massive dynamic poses because there's just so much crap, and then when you move things around, everything bunches into each other. So just standing there, perfectly fine, no problems. He also has a really very cool head sculpt. Zooming in to see that as best as I can, you can sort of make out that he's got teeth along his like jaw area. I mean, that's really very cool looking. Yeah, you can see it right there. I mean, that is a really neat look. Almost like his dinosaur teeth are replicated here in his robot mode as well. That's cool. I do appreciate that he doesn't have a giant gap here in his forearms, unlike, for example, Swoop. At least the arms are pretty solid in that respect, and I love how this comes over. Like I said, it looks cool. Everything on here looks cool. It's just when you move things around, things get in the way, like these little frills down here. You keep them up along the body, they're fine. You move them, though, and it's like, yeah, well, that's crashing and everything else. The only thing that's even remotely decent would probably be his legs, but you still you can, when you rotate that, it kind of feels like there's things rubbing, and it's kind of big still. It's not too bad, but it's still a little bit of an annoyance, I suppose. Not as bad as like the arms or anything else, but just very kibbly. Now for his articulation, the head will rotate left and right perfectly fine. Nice red painted eyes inside there. The shoulders, when you kind of get this out of the way, will rotate a nice range of motion around ball joints. They also rotate at the upper part of the bicep, I guess. Like I said, the elbows here move forward and back, but you don't get much range of motion. I mean, you can see that's it. That's as far as it moves up. So like maybe 45 degrees. That's roughly it. The wrists don't do anything. They do move in and out a little bit, just as part of the transformation. When you get all this out of the way, you can actually see that he does have a waist rotation, which is nice. But again, this is all cluttering the whole waist area. He does have ball joints here at the hips, bends at the knee, rotates at the upper part of the thigh, and then I guess you got some toe pivot here, ankle, not really so much, just toe. I do want to like him. I do. I'm really torn. A lot of it just is, he's got a cool look, just functionally he's not very entertaining. Without a doubt, his robot mode is his weakest, but if you're just going to have him standing there, I mean, it doesn't look all that bad, I don't think. But posability is very limited on this guy. A lot of the joints are there, you just can't get the effect of those joints. Now, to transform him back, we're going to come around here, just move everything. I'm going to take these off again just because, like I said, it makes things a little bit easier. Kind of just rotate everything, getting it all out of the way. Take these legs here, take this section here, extend this down, then rotate this around, just like that. Get that rotated around. Do that on this side as well. Rotate that whole assembly around like that. Then spin the legs at the upper part of the thigh, bringing them around on the back. Then straighten this out, just like so. Bring out this headpiece, angle that down. Just gonna line that up just like that, get it out of the way. Bring this together, and you can then peg all these. This is kind of an annoyance. You got to get a bunch of pegs lined up. So just slot all that there, slot that there, slot that there, and you have his head pretty much done, and then just keep that there. Then come around to this whole assembly. You're going to then shift this, rotate this around, and then you're going to kind of keep the arms out of the way. There we go. Bring this up and around. This will lock into place. I really do like that. I think that's a very interesting sort of transformation. I think it works very nicely, and it's very cool looking. Straighten these out. It really is a very nicely engineered figure, and that's one of the parts that I do like about it, the transformation on the guy. So then bring these down, bring these down. You can take this, tuck that down like so, then bring these down and around. Then these arms, just rotate these out. Take this section here, rotate this around, bring the feet forward just like so. Do that on this side as well. Rotate this out, rotate right there, bring this up just like so, straighten that out, straighten that out, straighten out his head some, kind of fold this back a little bit, take this, kind of wiggle this a little. The rubber tends to get stuck on the actual plastic, so just kind of wiggle it a little bit, then bring this up, lock that down, fold these arms down. You're just now positioning everything where you need it to be. Keep the head straight, fold this, and like I said, you're just basically fiddling with this to get it back to where it needs to look like a dinosaur, and get that up there, right there. And here you have Slash back in his Dino mode. And then again, if you want to take these, you can tuck these up under here. It creates his, I guess, more accurate looking mode. Well, accurate depending on whether or not we actually see him in the movie. But that's the way that it's meant to be, although I think it makes it a little bit too busy looking. But you can remove them. You just do have that same weapon storage here for him. So Dino mode, though, I really do like. This is probably my favorite of his modes. I guess robot mode's a little bit weak, but I think his Dino mode here looks really very cool. The transformation is absolutely wonderful. I love the transformation on here. It's probably my favorite of all the Deluxe figures so far. But when you get him in his robot mode, things just really fall short. He's more articulated and more posable in Dino mode here than in his robot form. So it makes me really enjoy his Dino mode here a lot more than his robot mode. And for me, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because all these Dinobots I'm probably going to keep displayed as dinosaurs. So it works. I can accept it like that. But he's fun, and I do recommend him. And while he's slowly releasing in retail, he is available right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So if you would like to pick him up, go ahead and click on that link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can pick this guy up and add him to your collection today. But beyond that, that's about it, guys. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/teambotimus, or by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. I'd also encourage you to check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, as well as see what I have coming up for future release. And I'd appreciate it, guys, if you like this review, to rate, comment, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.